who has already done it? Who has lost the weight? Who has fixed the relationship? Who has launched courses online that knows how to do it? Who has the mindset strategy where I could stay anchored, stay in this state, build my confidence, and become unstoppable? Feed the inner hero, not feed the inner villain. Who has done that? And when I look through the lens of who, it takes away the anxiety. I want you to have a mantra or an incantation. It is your battle cry. Now, you don't have to figure it out now, but I would love for you to figure this out. And I wrote down some simple ones because I would say, I told you I went broke. And it was probably 20 years ago that I made a big shift in my life. And I went from being in the collision business and the auto sales business and apartments and real estate into the self-education industry, what I'm in now. And in that transition, it was difficult. It was before the internet. So I had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for an infomercial. And I had to put product in a warehouse. It's not like today's world where we're all connected online. Look what we're doing right now. Those things didn't exist. You want to do a live event, you had to spend the money, get an event. You want to sell a course, you had to create a $200,000 infomercial and buy media and all this stuff. And man, I was burning up all the money I had, and it was just in a tough spot. And then the money I did have, I had an accountant at the time. The guy was 55 years old. Wow, the same age I'm almost now. Never gambled a day in his life. The guy started gambling, lost all his wife's money, went into my account to borrow money to go gamble to get it back, and without knowing, he burned up all the money I had. So now we hit a little hiccup. I go to the reserve money, it's all gone. And he hadn't paid bills for a couple months. Like, I just happened to meet a guy at 55 who things went sideways in his life. And I remember like, there's no way I can get through this. And I started telling myself really shitty stories. And I remember feeling like, what am I going to do? And I'm going to look like a failure. And everybody who told me I was crazy for going in the self-education industry was right. And all these kind of things. Man, thank God for Tony Robbins. Thank God for courses and getting in my mindset in the right place. And I remember going through all these processes I'm sharing with you today. But one thing that really helped me is I remember taking a walk. And I got this mantra in my head. And if I can get through this, I can get through anything. And I remember, excuse my language, I only swore once today. My mantra was, if I can get through this shit, I can get through anything. I'll leave the S word out for the rest of it, but that's what I was saying to myself. And I remember just walking every day. The gym was like 2 miles from my house, and I'd walk to the gym, and as crazy as this sounds, I remember thinking, if I can get through this, I can get through anything. If I can get through this, I can get through anything. And I said it over and over. Like literally, I'm walking down the street, and I remember cars passing me. I had earbuds in, and I'm just repeating this. Probably people probably thought I absolutely lost my mind. But I remember thinking, if I can get through this, I can get through anything. And I just said it over and over. I would love for you to come up with a mantra for this year. Maybe it's, if not now, when? If not me, who? If not this, what? If not now, when? If not me, who? If not this, what? Say it when you're alone. Say it to yourself. Say it out loud. Go take a walk. But when you say it to the world, it comes back and it gives you this visceral feeling that it's hard to explain. This is my year because I'm going to be the man or the woman God meant me to be. This is the year I tap into my full potential. This is the year I make no excuses. I don't know what yours is, but I'm going to encourage you to find a simple one. That when you're having those tough days, you go back to your why. You let your why sink into your heart, that emotion. And then you repeat your mantra. Get yourself back on track. Let me, honestly, right now, if I was going to judge your state, if 0 is lethargic, tired, defeated, I can't do this, life sucks, and 10 is, I got this, I'm doing it, I feel it. Right now, your state, on a 1 to 10, where are you right now? I want to get you back to this state, because this is the state where anything is possible. This is the state where you go, I got this. Hand the problems over to me. You can't handle it? I got it. This is the state we want to live in. So what are the things what can we do to get us back in this state when we're having a tough day? Right? That's what we have to think. So come back over here. So if we know where we are with honesty, we know where we want to go, pretending it's a year from now, it was the best year of our life, we write it down like crazy, that's where we want to go. If we know where we are and we know where we want to go, we have this gap that we have to fill. Before we get the capabilities to fill the gap, what do we need to do? We need to get into our hearts. We need to get into our emotion. And we need to create a why so deep. You know, one of my students said once, if your why doesn't make you cry, you didn't go deep enough. And I'm not trying to say that, but you need a why that when you think about, you either get tears or goosebumps. And if you're not there, you got to go through the process. You got to go through I went through it quick today, but you got to go through the real process of the 7 levels deep. So you're so in line with it, so you're so connected to it, that when you're having a tough day, when stuff goes sideways, because it will, when people don't believe in you because they won't, when every sign points that it's not going to work, that you're not going to accomplish it, you need to go back to this why and go, I don't care. Listen, you can't look at success through odds. You don't have the odds of being happy, healthy, wealthy. Who cares about odds? You throw the odds out. You have a compelling enough why, nothing can stop you. So if you know where you are, and you know where you want to go, and you know there's a gap, you would fill it with an emotion, and then come up with your yearly mantra, your incantation for the year. You know, it could be simple. If not now, when? I want to be the woman God designed me to be, and this is my year. Just come up with something no one has to know. You don't have to tell anyone else. You're having a tough day, go take a walk and say it to yourself. I'm telling you, the more you say it, the louder you say it, the more you put it out to the universe, you feel it in your body and you become alive. And that's what we need to fight this good fight, especially in a time where things are a little crazy in the outside world. So if you know where you are and you know where you want to go, you attach an emotion, you get your mantra. The last piece, that's good, Mike. The last piece is how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? Right? Let's go back to the whiteboard for a second. This is the gap, right? And we just need the pieces to fill the void. So as you're setting goals, if you want to make them a reality, right? We had the vision. It was a year from now. It was the best year of our life. That's our goals. We got an emotion attached to it. That's why I want to do it. Now, how am I going to get there? That's where you need to decide what's missing. If it's in business, so many of you are with us in Project Next, go back into the course. Get a coach, get a mentor, right? Go back through it. Set goals that stick. Look at my goals every day. Some of you need the accelerated success formula. That's the gap to make sure you have the right mindset that becomes bulletproof. Maybe you need to get a mentor. Maybe you need to work with somebody. Maybe you need to get a gym membership. Maybe you need a love coach. Maybe you need to go counseling. Maybe you need someone to help you figure out how to do meals. Maybe you got to find a course to get better at the meals that you make, or get a course to find your soul again. I don't know what capabilities you need, but this is the how. Because listen, your best thinking got you here. Your best capabilities got you here. That's not a bad thing. My unfair advantage is that I've spent over $1 million on courses and masterminds and workshops, either attending them or creating them in my life. When I want to learn something, and this is the evolution I want to share with you guys today. I set it up earlier, but this is the part that's really important. When I have a gap in my life, I told you the gap in my relationship, I told you my gap in a business, my gap in health. When I want to get from here to here, the first thing that comes to mind is how. And I want to get the capabilities. Hear me. Remember, the most costly advice in the world is learning from someone that's not qualified to teach you. Bad advice is the most costly advice. So you want to learn the how and the capabilities from someone who's already done it. But this has evolved in my head. See, when I think of how to go from here to here, and I attach my emotion, I've evolved that to who. Here, come back over here. Think about that. Who has already done it? Who has lost the weight? Who has fixed the relationship? Who has launched courses online that knows how to do it? Who has the mindset strategy so I don't get lost in 2022? Who has the mindset strategy where I could stay anchored, stay in this state, build my confidence, and become unstoppable? Feed the inner hero, not feed the inner villain. Who has done that? And when I look through the lens of who, it takes away the anxiety. I just want to find who's already been there, gain their capabilities, and then take uncomfortable action. So today, as we've taken this whole journey together, what I want to share with you is when you know where you are with honesty, when you know where you want to go, you have a compelling future. And you should stare at that every day. And then you must do something most people don't. You got to get into your heart. And you got to attach an emotion to it on why you want it.